Hey everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how I took inspiration from this bookmark and turned it into a flatter copper version that most people would be able to make at home. So this version here is my prototype, the first version I made. I like it because it's a lot thinner because I hammered it. It's just a piece of copper that I've hammered to make it thinner. And this one is actually 1/8 of an inch thick, and this is what's been widely produced as a bookmark for quite a while now. And I think my version is actually superior, which is kind of exciting that you can make something of higher quality that serves its purpose better than a product that's wide produced. So let's get started on this. So the first step is I used this bookmark to make a template. So I made this template. This is the version that I've made before, and this is the version that I've seen on the internet as well, just kind of a wiggly version. So to start off with, I'm going to be using this piece of copper that I got from a garage sale. So once you get here, it's hammer time. I don't really have a nice anvil to work on, so I'm just gonna find some heavy piece of metal and find a little hammer and do what I can with that. Let me show you. So there we have this little guy. He got nice and flat, much flatter than this other one. I'll do a little side-by-side comparison. I don't know if you can tell. Thickness is quite different on these guys. Mine is much thinner, so it'll be less intrusive in my books. It's not going to mess with the spine too much, so I'm stoked about that. Okay, the next step is going to be grinding off, or I guess sanding down, this little corner here, because when you cut wire with wire clippers, it does tend to leave a jagged edge down there. So I'm just going to get some generic sandpaper and clean that up. I'm going to get some very well-used sandpaper. So when I'm going over this with the sandpaper, I'm just making sure that I'm hitting all of the corners to make sure that they're rounded over and they won't slice anything. My hands or my book. There we go. Oh, that's not going to stab anybody. Woohoo! So now, just going to make sure that it's in exactly the style I want, so the curves are all just where I want them. Just going to make this main hook a little tighter so that when I put a jump ring with some dangles on it, it'll stay. Here we go. Here we go, that's nice and tight. So it ended up being a little bit longer. And I think that's because when you hammer it out, you're pressing the metal sideways. So I think that's why it ended up being a little bit longer. Interesting. Anyway, then you just make a dangle and put it on there. Let me show you this when it's completely done. Ba-ba! There we have it. The dangle I created has a whole bunch of beads, just some purple beads. All of this is connected onto a little chain, and it has this little bird guy, a little coin, and an amethyst crystal. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys making sustainable bookmarks at home that won't tear your books apart. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.